Trish is working from the Storytelling Manual, project number 2. Let's Get Personal. Her title is One Less Breath. I'm sorry, one more breath. One last breath. Okay. Okay, it's time to breathe. All right. One last breath. Tristan.
Scuba diving is fun until you almost die. Exploring the ocean depths and what is virtually another universe is exhilarating and yet instantly forgotten when you realize that death could be imminent. My near-death experience while diving was anything but fun. But the lessons learned have both enhanced and has helped me and given me an invaluable perspective on life. As divers, we are taught the golden rule to plan your dive and dive your plan. Such simple concepts. And yet, when it goes wrong, it can get bad very, very quickly. The ocean currents are unpredictable and can pull you down to depths you don't want to go. Looking back, there were a few things, a series of events that led me forward to a perfect storm, a storm of misfortune that took me down that path. It was a beautiful, balmy, perfect day in Sipadan in the morning. And so Sipadan is an island off the coast of Borneo in Malaysia, and it's a protected turtle sanctuary. White sandy beach and blue water for as far as you can see. Many of the animals, just like us, were waking up for the first thing in the morning. And we were waking, I'm sorry, gotta get my mojo on. Waking up for the first time and in what was just another day in paradise. Paradise. A group of us cautiously slipped below the surface of the crystal clear water at dawn. It seemed like there was like a party going on and everybody was there. The green sea turtles were silhouetted against the sun, twinkling in a kaleidoscope of colors. So beautiful. The bumphead wrasse were there, and they were waking each other up and just going off in single file to the canyon. Shimmering silver jackfish were gathering together in groups. The barracudas are just like soldiers, gliding by with this perpetual state of awareness. And off in the blue are the sharks, always watching and waiting. It was joyously playful. There were schools of fish just all gathering together in just like some kind of a synchronated dance. And I was dancing. I was dancing with the fish. We dove over to one of our favorite places we lovingly call the runway. The runway is like a trough in the land. And the currents at the end of the trough can get very strong, fitfully strong, like a gale force wind of a hurricane. I glanced down, what was a column of like fish, swirling, thousands of fish in like a tornado, just twisting down to depths I could not see the end of. I was so drawn by the beauty of this, what I saw. I was in such awe of the beauty that I completely was so moved. And also distracted. And that's when things changed drastically. Suddenly, I realized I was being sucked down the column of the tornado. I was trapped. My rational mind told me to get back to the safety of the reef. I was struggling so hard against the current, but it was like a strong arm holding me down. I looked off to see my buddies. They were like the size of a guppy, so small and far away. Oh man, I was in trouble. I looked at my depth gauge and my eyes about popped out of my head. The next thing I remember, I was kicking with all my might. I was fighting for my life. Finally, I made it to the reef, but my energy was completely spent. I couldn't feel my limbs. I couldn't breathe. There was no air. I had gone so deep that my lungs were being compressed by the pressure of the water. And I just couldn't get any air. And I completely went limp. I felt the life leaving my body. And I saw, just like they said, the light. And it was so warm and inviting. Just then I felt this bounding force on the back of my neck. Oh, it was so strong. It was pulling me, dragging me really up the reef. My mind came to splayed out on a boulder. My senses were coming back. I was alive! I was saved by my dive buddy, but to me she was like my guardian angel, because without her sharp awareness, quick thinking, and strength. I was one breath from death. When I look back at this event, what did I learn? Well, first of all, when you're up against the forces of nature, nature will win. Secondly, all the planning in the world is no guarantee against misfortune. My near-death experience taught me to live each day as if it's my last, and to put things in perspective. The petty things don't matter. How precious life is. You may think it's so simple until you're faced with losing it. So when you're upset about anything, just take